All right, we are set with the first recording of the Week 11 test. And we're going to go through, and as our very first step, we are going to make every part of this addition. We had two changes to make. We talked about this strategy earlier, and a lot of students said it was really helpful. It was helpful including it with this strategy, which is everywhere you have a negative, to go ahead and highlight it, to really keep track of the negatives, because that's where one of the biggest problems seems to be. So our next step is to go through and to distribute. So 5 times 2x, 10x, plus 5 times 3, 15. Let me put my arrows in here to distribute. Now I'm going to go and distribute on this side. So plus, because everything is going to be addition, negative 3 times x is negative 3x, and negative 3 times negative 4, see, I see those two greens are the same sign, so it's going to be plus positive 12. That's equal to 2 times x, which is 2x, 2 times 1, which is 2, plus m. So highlighting the negatives helps us keep track of those. Our next step is to combine the like terms. So I've got a 10x and a negative 3x. And in fact, I'm going to go back and I'm going to highlight that negative 3 so I know that I've got a negative there. So my next step is to combine the 10x and the negative 3x. And I can think of that down here on the bottom. 10 plus negative 3 will give me 3 zero pairs. Things are going to cancel each other out. So 3 zero pairs, I will end up with 7x plus, I don't have to worry about is it plus or minus because everything's addition. And then I'll underline the 15 and the 12. Those are both groups of ones, so they can be combined. When I combine 15 and 12, I get no zero pairs. This is the work that you did way back in 3rd grade, adding 15 to 12. But sometimes, as we move on, students start to think it has to be more complicated than that. It really isn't. 15 and 12 makes 27, equals 2x plus 2 plus m. We are solving for m. M was our goal all along. They want the solution for m. So how much is m? How much is m? How much is m? We are going to then take away the 2x by adding a negative 2x and adding a negative 2x. And again, I'm going to highlight that because I'm adding negative 2x. Over on the right side, those two cancel out. On the left side, I've got 7 plus negative 2. That's 2 zero pairs. It leaves me with 5x. 5x plus, remember everything's addition. I also need to get rid of the 2, so I'm going to add a negative 2 to both of these. Add a negative 2. I'm going to keep highlighting because every time I highlight, if I highlight, I know that I'm looking with the negative. So positive 2, negative 2, highlighted, 2 zero pairs, those cancel out. Positive 27, negative 2, 2 zero pairs. I'm left with 25, and that equals m. And now I have m all by itself. So the last step on this problem is to look at the answer choices and see which ones fit. So my answer right here is, what's equal to m? 25x, or excuse me, 5x plus 25 is equal to m. So 5x plus 25, that's D. 5x plus 25 is also A. I've got 5 times x is 5x plus 5 times 5 is 25. Here are the ones that don't work. B, 5 times x is 5x plus 5 times 3 is 15. That's not the same. And then 5x plus 27, also not the same. So our correct answers A and D. For the second part of this problem, Jackie claimed that two expressions are equivalent. Well, if expressions are equivalent, it means they equal each other. So let's put them down just like they equaled each other. Now we need to distribute on this side. 4 times 3a, 4 times 4. 4 times 3a is 12a, plus 4 times 4 is 16. Is that equivalent or equal to 12a plus 4? And the answer is it is not, because we look at this spot right there. Yes, the 12a's are the same, but the 16 and the 4 are not. So this is not equal. We use that sign to show an inequality. Draw a line down through the equal sign, and these are not equivalent. Whoops, lost my pen there for a minute. Not equivalent. Okay, so that's an A-type problem, which means you'll see it on 2 more tests. You'll see it on test 12 and test 13. So do some studying on that. We'll practice some more in class, but review this video, and then if you have questions, bring them to class.